I really got to fix that music.
That's all good.
By the way, I really do have to get that music fixed. All right, hold on a minute here. I accidentally froze the screen there. We should be good to go now. Okay, now we're back. We're live. We're okay. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Thursday evening. I know not most people aren't used to us doing this on Thursdays. We're not used to doing it on Thursdays, but I felt like shit yesterday. So, something going on around my house. I had sick kids, some sort of stomach bug going around my house, but I'm all good today. I feel better. Got some sleep last night. Still watched AEW Dynamite. And of course, this is Wrestling Outlet, folks. I am Boxman. Across from me,
Well, of course, I am the voice of a generation in the smart Wahlberg. How are you? And if you had to estimate, how many times do you think that you got sick because you had children versus like if you were just being single? Like how many, like as a percentage or maybe just as a general
mm,
approximation of amount of times, how many times do you think you got sick because you had kids? That's the one thing I feel like people don't talk about when you have kids. Not that I would know. I don't know anything about being a father. Um, that is just a thing though. It seems like they don't tell you how much you get sick because they fucking it's not even the kids' fault. The kids go around other kids and other people's kids are fucking filthy and disgusting. You
yeah.
got a bunch of goddamn plague bearers coming into the schools.
And that's what it is when they're in school. When you, that's exactly where it is. It's when they start going to school. I would say, dude, I was never sick when I was single. I was never. I would beg for sicknesses to get a fucking day off or two. No, I could never fucking get sick. Now, oh man, I get sick a lot. And I'll tell you the truth, man. The older I get, fucking holy shit, does the sickness get bad?
Getting down with this thing. This is what you're saying.
Holy shit, man. I'm just getting sicker and weaker, and man, the hangovers are getting hangovers are getting a lot worse than they used to.
That's always the
What
case.
was it Hank Jr. said? Hangovers hurt more than they used to.
No kidding.
Cornbread and iced tea took the place of naughty proof. I'm about there. I'm about there. I'm getting there.
Mhm.
But I don't I definitely get more sick now that I got the kids. Uh the the older one not as much, but the middle one and the younger one is weird because she's not even in like preschool or anything, but she's sick all the time.
Hmm.
I mean my kids got allergies, but that's not really like, anything to worry about. But man, if there's something going on at the school or going around the school, but they'll definitely bring it home. But I'd rather that than what the fuck is going on at these kids' fucking schools, man. Kid was arrested at my kid's middle school yesterday.
Ooh. I've never been arrested at middle school. I had to go to court one time for middle school, but I never got arrested.
This was they had a threat. It was to Plano Independent School District, I believe, but it just said PISD.
Hmm.
Okay. So whatever the threat was, they consider terroristic, and it was because this is Princeton PISD. So they took the threat seriously. Someone posted it on Snapchat. It's not the first Snapchat problem we're going to run into tonight, folks. Someone else had a little problem on Snapchat.
I honest to God did not know people still used Snapchat, especially younger people.
Yeah, I think it's Facebook they don't use anymore.
Well, no, they don't use Facebook at all. Fun story
No.
about Snapchat, real quick, because I was at a job. I had like just started the job, and there was this lady there, and apparently I was doing better than I thought I was with her.
Oh.
She asked me for my Snapchat, and I was like, oh yeah, just. And the problem was is that I didn't have a Snapchat, so I was like, all right, just give me yours, and I'll add you. I was like, all right, that'll give me time to fucking like make mine, and then everything will be all right. And she's like, no, just like I have my phone right here. You just like scan the code, and it'll add you automatically. And I'm like, ah, fuck. So I was like, yeah, hold on a second. I'll get back to you. So I went to the bathroom and I fucking hurry up and made the account as quick as I could. And then by the time I got back from the bathroom, like the opportunity was already gone.
Oh,
Like she didn't mention it again. It was
oh, yeah. I think she knew. You should have just come clean. Been like, I ain't got that fucking. I'm fucking. Sometimes it's better, dude. Seriously, just come clean. Just fucking let it
yeah,
out.
that is true. That is true. I mean, I'm kind of really not on social media all that much. I use Facebook to fucking just talk to you about shit before the show starts, and then I use Twitter for the pretty much the same exact purpose with Totally Inappropriate Sports. Otherwise, like I listened to Bobby Anthem, friend of the show, Bobby Anthem, in Search of My Lost Soul, and he was talking about how much he enjoyed not being on social media. And I was like, you know what? If it works for Bobby, it works for me. He seems like a pretty happy dude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really do much on social media. I scroll. I look for news. I scroll. I don't comment anymore. It's just not worth it anymore.
No.
It's just not. You just get bombarded by whatever. So I stopped. I don't even bother. I just I comment on my wife's stuff if she posted on my timeline and stuff. Like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
People post recipes on my
That is a
timeline.
funny shit because I don't use Facebook all that much, but sometimes people will like send me something on Facebook and then tell me in person, and then I'll go like search it. Like, it seems very counterintuitive. Like, if you had something to say, you're telling me something that you told me online. It's like, just tell me the thing. Show me
Yeah.
the thing now. I'm right in front of you.
No, they're like, oh, go see what I sent you on Facebook. Why don't you just fucking tell me what you sent me on Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah.
Describe it. Draw. If it was a meme, maybe draw a picture. Try to recreate it.
Take a picture of that and fucking send it to me on the phone.
Mm.
But anyway, like I said, we got a few things to get into tonight. We do have some Snapchat to get into. We'll talk about that. A little bit of Smark will talk about Backlash. I only saw one or two parts. But not a ton of news. I was scrounging for some news stuff this week. So we'll get whatever we can get to and knock this bad boy out. So anyway, yeah, Backlash, Smart.
Yes, I was a good boy this week. I watched Backlash. I even watched Rampage.
Wow.
But because they had the compound match, I figured I wanted to watch that, and they had the Lucha Brothers and El Kingo. I wanted to see that because that's a cool trio. But yeah, I watched Backlash. They were in Puerto Rico. They had the women's match was the opener. It's probably the best match of the night. It was Bianca Belair versus who did she wrestle? I don't remember. Io Sky.
Io Sky, yeah.
Yeah, it was I know I can't say it's like the best match and then not remember who was in it, but it has been almost a week and my memory does not work too well. It was a good match. It was Bianca, like we were watching NXT for a while. A couple of years ago, we would review NXT and shit, and I could tell when we were watching NXT that they were, regardless of how good she was going to be, they were going to push her to the moon anyway. And more or less that's what they've done, but she's risen to the occasion. She's become a good wrestler. She's become a good talker. She's on her shit right now.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I think you might have already seen it, but Bailey had a very interesting attire choice for that evening. So thumbs up to that. That was probably why I like that match so much. Now that I actually think about it, but still.
Yep.
Good stuff.
I did see Bailey's pants. I also saw she had Sky, I believe, in the back of her, carved in the back of her head, or EO. I forget which one it was.
Yeah. But the funny thing about that is, though, is I think that they actually they sell those. Like they sell those pants. Those weren't like something that wardrobe made for her. And I'm wondering what the practical purpose of those pants would be. I guess just other than you would wear them to the club, I guess. But other than that, I can't imagine the functionality for that.
I don't think we should question the functionality. I think we should just ask her to wear them more.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's not start questioning things, Mark. It's just not the
SmackDown ratings will be up this week.
There. Something will be up this week. Hey-o! Okay, go ahead. Okay. Please go ahead.
No, that was a good match. And then there was some other stuff, but like obviously the things that people like to talk about was you had that Bad Bunny Damian Priest match, and you had You had Savio Vega came out first because he was in a pre-match vignette situation that they had. And I was when I figured it, when they were talking about it, they were going to be in Puerto Rico, they were doing the commercials during WrestleMania. I was like, shit, wonder if we'll get a Savio Vega cameo. Sure enough, we did. But what I wasn't anticipating, Carlito's back, sort of. There was a cameo. He showed up.
Well, here's the funny thing about Carlito. We saw him back in 2021 during the Thunderdome era at the Royal Rumble when he came in. And he looked great. We all said how great he looked and all this stuff. And this man looks younger than he did when he came back 2 years ago.
Oh, he looks like he's in great shape. Absolutely.
He really does. He's in great shape. Chris Masters was extremely happy to see him back. He said, so happy he had that moment considering his comeback at the Rumble, had no live crowd. Honestly, I didn't even realize how fired up I'd be about another man's return. So pretty cool, but man, I take this fucking guy back already. I believe it was Monday when I saw this, the YouTube video had got 8.2 million views on Sunday. I'm sure it's up by now. So, my son would like a hug before he goes to sleep. One on this side, one right there. Love you, kid. Good night. See you in the morning or tomorrow when I get home. Okay. Good night. All right. Sorry about that, but I really wish they would fucking do something with this guy already. 8.2 million views, and that was just the other day. Like I said, I'm sure it's up by now. Holy hell. If that doesn't tell you that this guy, but you know what, everyone, he's just over in Puerto Rico. Nah, fuck that. This guy was over. He was over even back when he was in the company, he was over.
Yeah. I feel like he was one of the biggest what if scenarios because for a while there he looked like he had all the tools to be a big star for them. He had the charisma, he had the in-ring ability. It just seemed like for whatever reason they soured on him or he soured on them because it's sort of a chicken and the egg situation because it became very noticeable. There was a period there where he just stopped giving a fuck. But I don't know if that was because, I don't know if they stopped pushing him because he stopped giving a fuck or he stopped giving a fuck because they stopped pushing him.
He was refusing.
It's hard to tell.
He was refusing rehab. And he was pretty fucked up on pills. He'll even tell you. Refused rehab. I think there was even a point where they had to escort him out of the arena. I think that might have been. I'm not. Don't fucking quote me on that. But I mean, I know there were some bad issues with him backstage. I know it had a lot to do with some pill addiction, drug addiction. But obviously, look at the guy. He's fucking. I mean, Jesus Christ, this guy is definitely cleaned up.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely cleaned up. But I mean, he bit the apple and everything. The fucking crowd pop that I did see. I saw the same thing. I saw the little video. But my God, did that crowd fucking light up? But my God, do something with this man already. He deserves it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's still.
Oh, and I will say a couple of things to that degree while we're still talking about it because it was the Bad Bunny Damian Priest match. It's really weird where they are as a company because everybody would talk about for the longest time there's what are you going to do when Cena leaves and Randy Orton starts getting older, what do you do? And apparently the solution is a Puerto Rican rapper and a YouTuber. That's their new big stars. I don't understand how they ended up in this particular point in time, but that's where they're going to. That's who they're going to for star power. It's really interesting.
They're both better than some of the roster.
Yeah, that literally is the thing. It's after the pay-per-view, there are people that are sitting there I was hearing discussions, conversations, debates, whatever, of who's better between Bad Bunny and fucking Logan Paul. That's the wrestling argument these days. They're not talking about half the people that are on the roster. They're talking about these two guys, and I mean deservingly so. I guess they're talented dudes.
I mean, the other half of the roster was saying that match, the Bad Bunny Priest match, is what should have closed it out. There, people were a little upset that Cody closed it.
I could see that being the closer, the main event.
I think a lot of people thought it should have been the main event, to be honest. So,
Yeah, I mean, for that particular setting, yeah, that would make sense.
mhm, mhm. Please keep rolling, my man.
Yeah, so there was that. I would say I would give Seth Rollins a lot of credit because it was Seth Rollins and Omos, and he fucking carried him to a watchable match. I didn't realize how good Seth was because I was like, until I saw that, and I was like, that man did a lot of heavy lifting that night.
You know, I did listen to a couple of reviews, and I heard that was actually a really good match. I really should have gone back and watched that, but I did hear good things about that match.
Yeah, it was. It was really enjoyable.
Yeah, Rollins,
Like I don't
Omos.
watch him on a weekly basis. I don't know if Omos has gotten better, but he was typical kind of big man that they signed for a while there. He's kind of slow and clunky. I don't know if he's gotten used to things now or what. But it was a lot better than I'd seen him in the past.
A lot of the legends put that guy over like he's got all the tools, but they also put over Titus O'Neil. So, I mean, you take that as you will.
See, Titus is weird because Titus had the personality, obviously, but he just, for somebody who was a former football player, he has like no athletic ability whatsoever. It's weird.
Yeah, Titus, I've said 100,000 times, this guy is an incredible ambassador for this company. I think he loves doing it. He's not tearing up his body. The people love him. So he's probably having the best fucking time of his life, making great money doing it, being able to work with kids and go out and promote this company that I'm sure he loves working for because he seems to love what he's doing. So, my God, it's like win-win. It fits everywhere with this guy doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and there was a minute there where primetime players were pretty over.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's been a couple of years removed now since Darren Young's been in like New Japan Strong for fucking forever at this point now. So, but there was a period in time there where they were pretty over as a tag team.
They were. And I mean, listen, that fall will never get old.
Oh no, absolutely not.
The keg, the fall, under the ring. Y'all know what I'm
Make
talking
it a
about.
win. Oh my god.
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking NXT season, it was so terrible, but it was so much fun. So
Well,
much fun.
If you want to win, make it a win. And then he went, but if you want to lose, make it a win too. I forget. We might need to pull that up.
I mean, if you think about it, NXT is responsible for two of that period of NXT, two of like the best promos ever. Because it's that one, and then it's the fucking Michael McGillicuddy promo where he just stammers for like 5 minutes straight. It's
Oh,
like,
no.
this is the beginning. From this point forward, this will for now and forever be the beginning of the genesis of the start of.
There was also the what oh my God, it's literally I typed in Titus and the first thing that comes up, Titus O'Neil, make it a win. Wow. All right, we'll get there in a minute. I think I've got a let me see. I don't know if has that clip been scrubbed?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I gotta there's a copy here of it, so hold on. We'll hold on. We'll get there in a minute. But yeah, there was one that Eli Cottonwood did. Remember him? The big, tall dude, dark hair, kind of just looked like a backwood hillbilly, like he.
Would have been perfect for the Riot family.
Oh, yeah. He had a promo that was supposed to be on mustaches, and he's like, "Well, mustaches, blah blah blah," and he goes, "Well, I don't have one," and then literally next sentence was, "I've got the best mustache in the world," and it was like, "What the fuck, dude? You just said you didn't have a mustache."
I believe he did too. I think it was on camera. It was like we could see.
Yeah, he didn't. He had the full goatee thing going, but I guess he didn't consider that a mustache. All right, let's. I just didn't want to forget that. That's why I didn't want to play this video. Hold on, we're gonna do a little. Now this is from 2016. Has it been that long, Smark?
I think it has actually.
All right, now this is over the TV, so hold on here.
WordPress
Wait. I don't want to play the ad. Hold on, let me mute this. I'm sorry. I don't want to play the ad. That's going to get us fucking kicked off the air. We don't want to do that. Not kicked. Well, it could. It could get us kicked off. So let's just not do that. Okay, here we go. Okay, this looks like it might be it. Now remember, folks, this is off of a What just happened? This is off of a television. So bear with me here.
Now, last night, earlier tonight, you guys heard that the New Day talking about winning the WWE Tag Team Champions, becoming the WWE Tag Team Champions last summer.
Oh my God, he's always been bad. Hold on, here we go. This might not even be the worst.
Right here in Brooklyn. Now, what you all forget sometimes is that going into that match, that the primetime players were your tag team champions.
Okay, hold on. This isn't it. Damn it, where's the promo, Smark?
Oh, by the by, you're not sharing your screen or anything with me, so I can't hear shit.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I'll do that in a minute.
I mean, I was assuming others could, so I was just laying out, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, yeah, they can. Dude, I think this has been fucking scrubbed, bro. I can't find it. I can find the fall.
They're very stingy with their content. And like you said, he's an ambassador for them, so they don't want their like biggest PR representative out there looking silly.
Yeah, I mean, I can find the fall. That I can find. But I can't find. Hold on, I'm putting clip. All right, let's see what this 57-second video is. Hold on, I'm going to open it, and then I'm going to...
Big man step.
Hold on, I'll share my screen with you right now. I'm sorry, Smark.
I
don't know if you know, but what happens is a lot of times what I'll do is I'll forget to do stuff. Obviously, this was one of those times. So, all right, you should be able to hear now when I pop this video on. All right, this is when it was Ted DiBiase Jr. his... Yes. Okay, DiBiase Jr. was his mentor, I guess you could say.
Yeah, his pro.
Was it him? I can't even tell who that is. I don't think it was. I think it might have been Chris Masters, who we just talked about. Anyway, he orders him around. Let's do this.
Big man step gap.
He's actually fighting Eli Cottonwood. Let me fast forward. You can hear that, right?
Yeah, I can.
All right, let me fast forward here because we got music now. We're gonna fast forward. We're in the ring. We're in the ring. No.
Oh, by the by, I brought up NXT on Wikipedia, and apparently his pro for it was season 2 of NXT was Zack Ryder.
Okay. Oh my God, it's Zack Ryder. All right, Okay, this is. I can't find it, dude. I can't find the promo. I got one here from Raw. It said the infamous promo, but I don't think this is it.
Imagine hosting a
Oh
charity
my
fight.
God! Stop with these commercials. Hold on, almost there. Skip these fucking ads. All right, he's coming down.
We're back live.
All right, hold on. He's coming down.
Team champions, becoming the WWE.
Oh, it's the same one we just played, but a longer version of it. No, we can't find it. All right, sorry, folks. We didn't mean to spend all that time doing that. But no, he doesn't. I guess they've scrubbed it, taken it out of there. Oh, my God.
Let us look back in time here for a minute because I'm looking at the wrestlers and the pros for season 2. So
Okay.
as I already said, we have Titus O'Neil, we have Zack Ryder.
Okay.
Eli Cottonwood
Yep.
is John Morrison. That's fair.
Okay.
Lucky Cannon, you remember him. Mark Henry is his pro. I had completely forgotten this guy existed, and I actually liked him when he was on the season. Percy Watson. He was the guy with the fucking red Ninja Turtle glasses.
Yeah, he was a commentator
MVP
for a
was his
while.
pro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. MVP was his pro. What were you saying about him?
He was a commentator for a while.
I had forgotten about that.
I think NXT.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
All right, and then you have Husky Harris.
Oh,
Bray Wyatt. His
Bray
pro
Wyatt.
was Cody Rhodes.
I remember that, of course.
And this is all building up to my favorite part. Alex Riley, The Miz. That was People remember that. They were stuck together for a while there.
Yeah.
So Michael McGillicuddy was Kofi Kingston. Everybody's had good pros so far. Zack Ryder, John Morrison, Mark Henry, MVP, Cody Rhodes, and Miz, Kofi Kingston. Low key, Caval, his pro. Team Lay Cool. They were ribbing this motherfucker from the beginning. I love it. I remember being like a big indie mark and like being mad that they put him with Lay Cool and not now like 10 years later,
Yeah.
however long it's been. That's the funniest shit in the world.
And he cut some bad promos too.
That's the thing is that they like they have everybody's win-loss record from the season. And like he won the season. His win-loss record was 3-6. Like he was fucking, they were jobbing him out on the show. Michael McGillicuddy 6-4, Alex Riley 5-4. Those were the people that finished just below him. But everybody but him was like 500 almost.
Was it Michael Tarver on that? No, he wasn't on that season. He was at
No, that was season 1.
season 1. That's right.
Because he was part of Nexus, and his funny you mentioned that though. His pro was Carlito.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was a see. I liked Michael Tarver. That was a really good show for a while in those few seasons where they were doing it in the middle. And then, I mean, I remember back when Tough Enough on SmackDown when they were having the guys eat pasta and puke in the fucking parking garage. I was like, fuck yeah.
I don't remember anything about this. I'm so sad because looking at the NXT, I won't do the whole thing, but looking at the NXT season 1 thing, Skip Sheffield.
Skip Sheffield, Ryback.
His pro was William Regal.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sad that I don't remember anything about that pairing because that would have, hearing those two talk together would have probably been pretty magical.
It was. I do remember a little bit of that, but yeah, it was yep, Ryback was on that season. Brian was on that season. Who else was on that? Wade Barrett. He won, I believe.
Yeah. His pro was Chris Jericho, and he did win.
Yeah, he won. I don't know. I always go back to that one season, though, that they did with Stone Cold and Trish Stratus, and that's where we got...
Well, season 3 was all females. And that was the best one because it was literally just like obstacle course. Like it was fucking Double Dare every week. They would just have them do like obstacle courses and shit.
This was John.
And I just, sorry, go ahead.
It sounds like John Laurinaitis' dream show.
It was so fucking terrible. And that was right around the same time that they had heel Michael Cole. So Michael Cole would just come on every week and just make fun of how awful it was and literally just like tell you were stupid for watching it.
Yes.
And we were, like Weeble and I would watch it. He comes in sometimes. And we would just have just endless amounts of fun just mocking how dumb the fucking show is.
Yeah, we had got Oksana out of that.
Mm-hmm. Her pro was Gold Dust.
I liked Oksana. Smart Noreb is in the chat and says we have more K100 news. Oh my lord. Oh my lord, folks. What's going on in the K100 world? Billy has Billy Bahati has gone full attack mode. He's calling them losers and whatnot. Listen, Smark, I may call you some names, but I would never in my life call you a whatnot. Okay?
No. As a matter of fact, I don't think anyone's ever called me a whatnot, and there's been some people that have had some rather unflattering things to say about me in the past.
No matter what I say, I have too much respect to call you a whatnot, so at least there's one thing you never have to worry about with us.
One of my favorite things is when my grandmother can't remember somebody's name, she'll say, "What's her puss?" And that just makes me laugh.
That's an interesting one. Oh, that's right. We got Caitlyn out of that season, too. Oh, man. I fell in love that day.
Caitlyn, Naomi, AJ, Oksana, Maxine, and Jay. I don't remember anything about Jamie. I remember Maxine.
I remember Maxine. I was all for Caitlyn. I was all for Caitlyn. And then we had, that was a good season. It was bad, but good. Now, Caitlyn replaced that tall girl.
Oh yeah, Isis the Amazon. I think her name
Isis the
was.
Amazon. I believe her name is Heather Hayward. Her real name, but that she, if you remember, some pictures came out of her, which weren't that bad. There were actually worse ones of Caitlyn out there, but I think they just were like, "Oh God, how did we miss this girl?" Caitlyn
Yeah,
won. Caitlyn won that season.
I honestly, I think they just like they realized they had gotten themselves into more than they had bargained for.
Uh,
Like I think she probably wasn't the best of wrestlers, and she may have potentially been a risk to hurt people. And they're just like, all right, we need a reason to get rid of you, and there it is, you're gone. Bye.
I don't know. I thought she had some potential, but
Because didn't she wrestle for Impact for a minute after that?
she did. But that was short lasted too. Wow, is this when is this video of Caitlyn? A couple days ago. Oh, there's a video here of Caitlyn. I guess she was on the Cafe de Rene with Rene Dupree. She
I
looks
will say
great.
that's one of the few wrestling podcasts that I actually enjoy.
She looks great. Here, I'll play a little.
Would just tell us we were doing one thing and they'd be like, surprise, it's this. And just we'd be like, oh God. So there was like a lot of that stuff. And so we all really like bonded over that stuff. And then there was so many times where, you know, we were like the rookies. And so we didn't go in the women's locker room. We were like in our own little, you know, usually it was like a closet under a shelf. And so we always like really like bonded and appreciated those moments because we were like, we're going to look back at these things and just laugh. Like I remember the first time, so I had Vicky Guerrero as my pro.
I forgot that too. I guess we got to play at least this story, right?
Mhm.
All right. All right, folks. I'm glad you guys can just look at us and listen to this audio. I believe I'm pretty sure you can hear this. If I can hear it, you should be able to hear it.
I was a rookie. She was my pro, and she was so amazing to work with. So amazing to work with. And I remember because like you know her whole relationship with Dolph on TV, and they had pulled Dolph into NXT, and you know there was like this whole story. Dolph and I had a brief storyline where you know we were like making out in a booth or something, and Vicky caught us. And it was you know, and so I got to be on a pay-per-view, my first pay-per-view ever when I was on NXT.
I think she was more excited about making out with Dolph.
Nice, not a bad looking follow.
All right, we're gonna leave that video there. She looks really good though. I wish I could put a picture up of her. She looks great. She looks thinner, not as jacked as she was. But I love the glasses. But she's definitely thinner. Got a big tattoo on her arm now. I think she looks great.
Mhm.
Looks great. I still wish we could find that Titus O'Neil video, but I'm gonna give up on it. Man, should we keep talking about Tough Enough?
Tough Enough / NXT, sure.
Oh yeah, Tough Enough NXT. Yeah. What else we
Well,
got?
I went down the rabbit hole because they were listing everybody that was on season 3 of Tough Enough. What we were talking about briefly mentioned Maxine was on there. So there's a Wikipedia article. Apparently she is, get ready for this, she's Spanish, Cuban, Italian, Hawaiian, and Chinese. Like this is fucking just everything. It's a grab bag, just straight up. Like that's pretty much everything like that. Like you remember when they used to do those like fucking car commercials for like I forget the website, but it was like I want this kind of car, I want that kind of car, and they just kept checking these boxes, and then eventually it got narrowed down to one car. Like that's literally it's basically just like kind of a mix of everything that I would select if I wanted to like build somebody. And it's like, oh, there you go, there she is.
Oh, so it was like Weird Science. You would add all those in there.
But yeah, this is basic. I hadn't realized this up until this moment, but she's basically my fucking Weird Science experience.
There you go. That's not a bad one right there.
No.
All right. Well, we can either talk about that or go back to Backlash. It's up to you.
Don't have too much more on Backlash.
We really didn't have that much to get into tonight, dude. So I don't care. I mean, what are we gonna do? We can sit here and talk about Matt Riddle's dick.
Okay. Bigger than you expected, smaller than you expected. I haven't seen it.
I didn't look actually. I did not. I didn't do my due diligence as I usually do. But this poor guy. This guy can't catch a break. Every time you think he's catching a break, he gets into some trouble. I guess he Snapchatted a. I mean, I'm going to use fan in fucking air quotes that ended up posting this video. Basically the guy actually even put out the conversation. He's like, Riddle, what have you done now? And he's got the picture of Riddle about to whip out his junk. And you see Riddle go, where did you get this? The guy goes, it's all over Twitter, and a sex tape.
He has got to just stop using technology.
This guy, dude, every time he gets a little bit of a break, every time something comes out, an ex-girlfriend, this one, that one, this guy needs to go into hiding for a while and not make any fucking dick videos.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, just stop doing that. Like, that's the kind of shit that could only happen to male wrestlers. Like, no female wrestler be out here doing that shit. Like, just randomly DMing fucking. Well, I guess maybe not random. They might have had a relationship or whatever. But fucking, just sending news of yourself to fucking fans or like people you're trying to hook up with on Twitter. It's like, don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
Well, I mean, in the update, it says this video was not leaked by a hacker. It was leaked by the person Riddle sent this to on Snapchat. He was thinking like Snapchat, it'll be gone soon anyway. Nothing is gone on the internet. We all know that. It's not.
Nope.
So it went from Snapchat, got recorded, went to Twitter. Next thing you know, Matt Riddle's fucking dick is all over the fucking internet, and he's still on Raw. But on the show. I meant on the show, folks. But
Perhaps.
It caused his ex-girlfriend, who's been bitching about him anyway, it kind of gave her some ammo. And she went and tweeted at Super King of Bros, now I'm getting sent your fucking dick swinging vid by randoms.
That's not a cool thing to do, but it is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sure people are having a good time doing that. She says, go back to rehab 100% this time. Not just for your substance abuse, but for a sex addiction, you fucking sexual predator. At the real Misha Montana, get your dog on a leash.
This is not from the girl. This is just from somebody who's trying to cloud chase. But, well, it turns out I did not have to say it one time and one time only. Stop sharing Matt Riddle's penis on Twitter, guys. Pathetic.
Oh,
She made a
Lord.
whole video. I don't know who this person is, and I don't want to give her credit. But somebody made like a fucking 2-minute long video scolding people for sending Matt Riddle's dick.
I really did not. I didn't seek it out. Everyone just kept saying, "Don't bother. Don't even look. You don't want to see." And I'm like, "Why?" I almost want to now, but I didn't. I don't need to. But this poor guy, every time he just makes the. I mean, he just made his comeback, and now, dick all over Twitter. Twitter dick.
I mean,
Twitter dick.
depending on what it looks like, they might have done himself a favor. I would like to, for somebody who's actually seen it, I would like to know, like, where on the Scorpio scale does this weigh?
Well, I mean, Seth Rollins, obviously, Vince was impressed by. Still has a job.
But see, that I think that proves the allegations that Vince is racist. Because, like, okay, if he was impressed by Seth Rollins, why did Too Cold Scorpio not get a bigger push?
See, there's impressed, and then there is intimidated.
Because, like, he should have had, like, a Bruno Sammartino, like, 10-year run, if we're going by this metric.
Well, I mean, according to fucking Honky Tonk, you could put a hammerlock on Scorpio's fucking cock. So
A hammer cut.
I think he said you could put a hammerlock on it. He said that's what Honky said.
There you go.
If you want to listen to Honky Tonk Man, but yeah, that's pretty. Obviously, he did not send it to a friend on Snapchat. But I mean, this was the picture he posted when he was supposedly in rehab that everybody thought this was the one on the right there with him in the, sitting outside. with the, the nice dinner and the shot glass, the candle. That's a fake candle. But anyway,
Is that what you're taking umbrage with here?
yes, the
It's like,
fact
hold on a minute. That's an LED candle if
I-
I've ever seen one. You big phony.
think that is an LED candle. I think that should be our whole problem here. Now, I will say,
Well, you can't have real candles for very obvious reasons. It's a rehab son.
dude, that is, yeah, the shot glass gives it away. It's not rehab.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's the photo.
Right.
All right, give me a second to look here. Yeah, no. The fact that he's shirtless is a little bit odd.
He's shirtless in a lot of pictures. He's either shirtless or he has a weird grill or his dick is out.
Why is your dick?
I wish I still had that. I have it somewhere. I need to look for that soundboard still. I never put it back on this new computer, but I really need to wipe this computer. So when I do that, I'll bring it back. But no, just and not. It looks like he's in like, okay. I do see the beach behind him.
Yeah, this looks like it's like from like fucking The Bachelor or something.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see the water back there, but it looks like there's like a big tarp down there. So I guess he's like under like a big canopy or something. Probably a private beach.
Mm.
Probably a private beach. I wouldn't doubt that one bit. But anyway, look, listen. This guy is
My favorite Matt Riddle thing, like moment is I forget the name of this show, but it was a show on High Spots. It was Chuck Taylor and Trent, and they had the little show on High Spots for a minute where they would have people, and they had him as a guest on their show, and he said that having sex in a jacuzzi is the dream. And Chuck Taylor spent like 10 minutes relentlessly mocking him for saying that because it just like kind of came out of nowhere.
well. Trust me, it's not as good as it's not good. It's really not. It's kind of nasty and it kind of hurts. But anyway, I mean, don't say no. But does anyone wonder what that froth on top is?
I fucking types of jacuzzis or some of they gross me out. They do. Because I feel like no matter where it is, like even if you bought it and had it installed in your house, before you use it, someone will have fucked in there. Like while you're going to like get your swim trunks on, you bought it brand new. Like while you're getting your swim trunks on, your neighbors fucking they hop the fence, they got it on, it's contaminated.
Okay. Hold on. I have to do my job.
Understandable.
My wife needs me to open her twist off. You're welcome. We have bottle openers in the house. I don't know if she knows. We have
Yeah, that's what she did.
Oh,
She went to the
you're
bottle.
right. Me. No. Okay. Right. Yeah. No. She could literally just pop that bitch right off. But anyway, listen. This guy is fucking young, making good money. I don't have any problem with what he's doing. I have a problem with the fact that no one can learn that you shouldn't be recording this shit and sending it out via any fucking where or keeping it on a cloud or anywhere that you could. We had this huge fucking leak happen a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Riddle didn't learn. Matt Riddle, don't show your dick everywhere, dude.
It's a life lesson.
I mean, I can't get any more simple than that, can I?
Yeah, that's actually another good point because I went on Twitter to gauge a reaction on this because I, honest to God, until he started doing the show, I had no idea this happened. So this is a new development for me. And what somebody pointed out, there's also, like you said, there's a fake candle. That's a problem. But somebody asked, why is Matt Riddle not wearing underwear with jeans?
In the picture, But not
Because
every,
apparently he's wearing jeans in the video, and then he just whips the dick out.
Well, I mean-
Apparently he's walking around wearing like jeans and no underwear.
not everybody wears underwear.
Hmm.
Not everybody does.
Some of you guys need Jesus.
I mean, luckily he's in jeans and not in shorts. Let's just put it that way. I don't know.
I worked at a place where we had to wear jeans all the time, and I just happened to overhear one of these two female coworkers talking to each other. And one of them said that because of like chafing issues, they never wear underwear when they wear the jeans. So that like, and I was not looking, I was not eavesdropping on purpose. It was just I was walking by and I heard that, and I was like, well, this is gonna be weird because from now on, every time I see you, I'm going to realize that you're not wearing underwear. So it's like that's a weird dynamic to have in this
See, that would make
relationship,
me
coworkership.
that would make me want to look every day and just like if there was a line, I'd be like, oh, you lied. You're wearing underwear.
You deceived.
I am imagining you in no underwear. Why do you have on underwear?
Mm-hmm.
Eh,
I'm a bad looking lady, but it was still weird.
I could see that. I could see where it would be a little weird. I could.
Like, this is a place of business. There are families here. You put on underwear like a respectable human being.
What is SBC? What is NORAD posting here?
I think we're still talking about this building Tahiti thing.
Oh Lord, I can't. There's way
No,
too
Dirk,
much.
I was not listening. How dare you? I work in fucking restaurants.
There-
You hear the most wildly inappropriate shit all the time, even when you're not trying to. I literally was taking shit to a dishwashing sink one time, and I heard, yeah, I've had a finger in my ass before. And I just immediately spun around and I stayed for the rest of that conversation. I won't lie, but I was not like it's that shit when you're playing a video game like Grand Theft Auto or some shit, and you come up with like these like NPC characters are just having the most wild ass conversations. So you have to stop what you're doing for a minute and just sort of let the world happen around you.
Now the finger was that a guy or a girl?
That was a girl, and it was the absolute most attractive woman I've ever worked with.
Oh, wow.
So like, of course, I locked up immediately. Like I swear to God, like I was glad I had slip resistant shoes on because I locked them up, and it sounded like that fucking cartoon sound effect where their feet are moving too fast for them, and it's like.
Now, did you go? I don't know if you know, but have you seen these fingers?
Well, my question was like, you trying to go for a world record? What's happening? Why stop at one? Capable of more.
Yeah, there you go. Did you ask
Yeah.
Did you ask her if she was a foreigner?
Ah, there you go.
Get it?
Fill my eyes with that double vision.
That's what I was going for. Double vision. You got it.
There you go.
You
got
got it.
I was thinking more of like the Count from Sesame Street, where it's like, let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 3.
4. Okay.
So this is the Backlash review.
Oh, this is going to be a Backlash review, all right. Okay.
Actually, I think that's where that term originated from, Backlash.
We might get some backlash for this one. I don't know, who cares? Whatever. Anyway. All right, let's go ahead and I was gonna do the Punk story next. We'll do the Punk story as we're talking about AEW. Now that I'm thinking about it, and the only other thing, we have another AEW one. So we'll talk about this one real quick. We've been going over this whole Pat McAfee, whatever you want to fucking call him, thing with him and Brett Favre and this whole thing. Actually, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, maybe even last week with DiBiase Jr.
Which is ironic because Brett Favre has also gotten in trouble for sending dick pics to people.
Well,
It ties in perfectly, actually.
true. But this is also having to do with the Ted DiBiase Jr. thing that we talked about, that he's all involved with this whole Mississippi thing. He was charged. Now, McAfee kind of got tied up in this because when it was starting out, McAfee was making some jokes about it, and Brett Favre basically sued him for defamation. Well, it's been settled via lawsuit, and no payment was made at all. My dog wants to get out of here, so my wife will come get him in a minute. But basically, they even made this statement on Twitter. Pat McAfee said, "My statements expressed in a comedic style were based solely on public information and allegations." Actually, he said this on his podcast. He said, "I am pleased to report that based solely on me again clarifying these points now, with no settlement paid, Brett is withdrawing his suit against me. I would much rather talk about sports than lawsuits. So I'm glad we have all this behind us. We now move on." Favre commented and wasn't as elegant, but said, like Pat said, he was attempting to be funny, not commentating based on any personal knowledge. We'd both rather much talk about football. Find it weird they both kind of said they'd both rather talk about sports. I don't know. But anyway. I mean, he tweeted it, so it was right out there. But anyway, we've been talking about it, so I figured I would give you a little bit of, obviously the Ted DiBiase thing is going to keep plowing on, and we're going to see what happens with that. But Pat McAfee's out of it. He's done. He's got nothing else to do. No settlement paid. It looks like they just, I mean, it looks like everything was dropped. It looks like the settlement was completely just dropped against him. So basically, Pat McAfee's scot-free now.
Very good.
I think it is. I think it was a good outcome for him. I don't think it's going to be a good outcome for Ted DiBiase. I looked a little bit more at that case, and they charged him for a reason. They've got a lot against him. I think DiBiase is looking at a few years here.
Yeah, probably. I mean, like I said last week, if he actually did do what he's being accused of, fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much he's being accused of taking advantage of low-income families. And like I said, and I mean, that's just the beginning of it. But they've got a lot of evidence against him. So, and I don't know how deep his dad is in it, but I wouldn't doubt if we saw charges against him too. So we'll just see what happens, I guess, as things go. But at least Pat's out of it for right now.
There you have it.
So I guess that's a good thing. I guess we don't have much more to get into. I guess we can go ahead and kick it with a little bit of AEW. We'll talk about a couple little stories. I guess we can actually talk about this one as we're about to get into AEW. Now, one of my favorites, I've said many a times on this show, Smark, Ricky Steamboat.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
The family man.
The family man. The career babyface. Now, he had appeared a couple of, just a little while ago, he appeared on AEW as a timekeeper in one of I think him and Dean Malenko, a couple people were out there for that right there. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match with Brian Danielson and Daniel Garcia. So that is what we did. Or that's what we did see him after all that. And he was on a virtual signing called the Captain's Corner. And he said that basically he was offered a role in AEW as a producer, as a coach, whatever they wanted to hire him as. He said, believe it or not, I was already asked to come aboard in capacity of a road agent or something like that. He said, no reflection on them, great company and everything. And don't get me wrong, the pay would have been great, but I'm at a point in time in my life, I'm trying to get off the road. I already had 40-something years of being on the road. So, was offered. I think, I don't know, I think the man probably deserves a little bit of time off at this point. Just wants to get off the road, just wants to live his life, be with be with his family as a family man.
Give 1 year, he'll be ready to come back.
I don't think so, man. I mean, he said no to the Flair thing. That's because he didn't want Flair dying in his fucking arms. He said no to the Flair thing. I think he has a little more. Number one, I don't
Integrity?
think. Number one, the perfect word. I think he has a little more integrity than to be doing that. And number two, I don't think he was a fucking asshole and blew his fucking money.
No, probably not.
I don't think this guy is struggling to work. I mean, he said the money would be nice, but dude, when your next sentence starts with "but," it's like, what he's not saying is, I don't need the money right now. I don't need the money anymore.
Right.
So I'm sure he does a lot of these signings because he wants to. He wants to still get out there. He wants to still talk about it. He wants to still sign autographs for people that still love to see him. But I could see him not wanting to be on the road anymore, not wanting to do the grueling schedule anymore. Just pick what he wants to do, when he wants to do it. And look, if he wants to get back in the ring, fuck it. I say do it. I don't care.
Right.
I'd love to see me some Steamboat back in the ring. I guarantee that motherfucker can still go. He could go back in, what did we see him back in, what was that, 2010 or something?
Yeah, when I don't remember if it was 2010 or not, but the Jericho thing.
The Nexus thing.
Oh, yeah, there's a Nexus thing.
The Nexus thing was the last time we saw him in the ring because after that he had some sort of brain hemorrhage. So crazy stuff, man. But I can definitely say why they offered him a job. He would be a great wrestling mind to have in the business, and back there, backstage with those guys, another legend you could have back there working with these guys on everything. I don't know. I was a huge Steamboat fan, so but yeah.
Somebody else for Hangman Page to ignore. Like, yeah, what do you know?
Who have you beat?
Everybody. But
Well, kid, should I do it alphabetically for you?
fucking pulls out a Rolodex. Here you go.
He probably would. Rolodex.
Shit, everybody but Hogan. And next question.
Holy shit! I can't believe you went with Rolodex.
It's a Steamboat move.
That would be a Steamboat move. That would be a Steamboat move. So, yeah, that was Dirk liked that one. Another wrestler, Legends 8. Yeah, I mean, it's sad to say, but probably would be another one they wouldn't fucking listen to. But all right, folks. I guess we can go ahead and get into AEW. That's right. That show. This show here, right there. I thought it was a pretty damn good show, actually. I thought it went fast as hell. I thought it was one of their best paced shows they had done in a while. And we had all the videos for the 4 pillars and all that stuff, and Christian in a turtleneck.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a good match, but I did think there was a couple of things in here that were a little questionable.
Since you already mentioned Christian, I've really gotten to the point where I've hit a sweet spot with what he's doing. Like it took me a while to come back around on him because the whole making his debut as big as it was, and then it was sort of anticlimactic when you realize who it was, because everybody was expecting somebody like Punk or Danielson or whatever to show up, and then it was Christian, and people weren't as excited. But he's hit that sweet spot. He had me rolling, because he's I talk a lot about Jungle Boy's dad. We're a little lost at dad too, but nobody knew who he was, so he doesn't matter. And I was like, Jesus Christ! What a fucking! It's just amazing.
Dude, there was. I mean, I like and the whole what's with these AEW wrestlers and all their daddy issues and all that stuff. And then he went in on Arn, and when he brought up, I mean, who cares if we do this match by match? But when he brought up Arn's son, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I paused for a second. I'm like, whoa, because Arn just lost a son, dude.
Well, yeah, he wasn't really talking about him. I know what you mean,
Well,
but
but for a second I was like, oh, whoa. But he didn't go there. He went to Brock. And I was like,
yeah.
oh my God, dude. My heart hurt for a second. Like, I know Arn wouldn't have fucking approved that.
Mm.
So, but yeah, he fucking let loose on Arn, man. It was great. It was fucking great. I'm loving it. I've always said heel Christian is really good. He gets, dude, he was getting so, you could barely hear Christian. That's the heat he was getting. That was the heat he was getting.
Yep.
Shut the fuck up chants. But he just fucking laid into it. But he was screaming so loud, he almost sounded like Stone Cold for a minute there.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting the raspy Southern voice going, and I'm like, wait a minute. But it was pretty cool, and that was a good part of the show, and obviously Christian and the beautiful.
He was
tank
even
top.
good in that Jungle Boy because he was part of the Jungle Boy vignette.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was like, you know what? If I told him if he ever pulls his head out of his ass, he's gonna be great. It was like that was amazing. Like,
Yep.
you put him over, but you still managed to keep your heel
Yeah.
persona going.
He did. What was the other thing he said about Jungle Boy in that vignette? He said, "Oh, I aligned myself with Jack because I thought he had the most talent, and I stand by that."
Yeah.
Dude, Christian is just heel. Christian is a great thing. Now, obviously, everyone thinks, "Oh, he's going to go back to WWE." Well, he may end his career with Edge. I wouldn't blame him if he did. But I don't know. Christian was on another fucking level last night, man. He let loose, man.
Yeah, he's hit a stride. He's really just on top of his stuff. Heel work was.
Yeah, Dirk has a point. I bet MJF was saying, I used to get heat like that. Bro, I haven't seen heat like that in a long time for anybody. I haven't seen heat like that. That was good heat. And I mean, fucking Christian, dude. He was supposed to be the Genetti. You remember? It was supposed to be the Genetti. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think there was one in that group. I think they were both pretty badass. But all right, let's get this right here. So, I couldn't believe it, Smark. This show started off, and it wasn't fucking Orange Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
It was Claudio Castagnoli against Ray Phoenix. And Phoenix, and these two had a fucking great match. Phoenix walked the fucking guardrail. I think it was Excalibur said, I've never seen it. Or no, maybe it was Schiavone who said, I've never seen anything like that. Have you, Taz? Taz was like, well, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I have actually. That's what I love about that. Like he's great. He does his own thing.
Oh, I thought it was great. Like, well, yeah, I have. It's like, oh, well, look what he's doing now. Okay. It was pretty good stuff, man. But Claudio did pull out the win. This was a double Jeopardy match. It was when they said it was a double Jeopardy match, I thought it was going to be Tommy Lee Jones and Ashley Judd coming out there.
Yeah, there you go.
That was a good movie. I like that movie. I do watch that movie still. I actually watched it a couple weeks ago. So basically what happens is Claudio pulls out the win in this match. So Claudio and a partner of his choosing, so one of obviously the Blackpool Combat Club, will face the Lucha Brothers for the ROH Tag Team titles.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
I will say real quick before we move on. You said they walked the fucking security barrier. That was cool. But also, he did a hurricane run and landed on his feet.
Yeah,
Like I haven't seen that many people do that. I think I've seen him do it before, but it's still just like fucking A. That is impressive.
that was off the barriers.
Mhm.
No, or didn't? No,
Well, no, there was
no.
they were in the
You're
ring.
right.
They were in the ring.
You're
He
right.
hit the Hurricane Run and he landed on his feet. He did hit a. I think he did hit a Hurricane Run off the barrier too, but that wasn't when he landed on his feet.
Yeah. We did see that. So, and then right after that, Spark, they showed us a pair of calves, and we're like, "Whoa, whose calf is that?" Well, it was Miro. I guess Tony took that little thing about hiring Roderick Strong and leaving Miro at home. I guess he took that personal when we said that last week, Smart.
He either took it personal or he's like, you know what, they've got a point.
One of the two.
Like, I am goddamn tired of logging onto Twitter every week and seeing somebody go, you'll put him on the show, but not Miro. Fine, you got Miro. Leave me alone.
Well, I mean, let's face it. We see what he's doing. We did have Tony Khan on the show last
We
night.
sure did.
First of all, I was so glad they did another pre-record. I told you they've got to do pre-records with him. His eyes don't bug out. His hair is neat. It's a better thing to do pre-records with Tony Khan.
Well, you could also like play with the audio and like slow it down.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that too. But basically, we know that Tony Khan came out. Tony Khan announced that there was going to be an announcement next week.
It's fucking Inception. It's an announcement of an announcement. I don't even. That's very impactful.
This guy announced there was going to be an announcement, and there was going to be a follow-up on the announcement come Wednesday, because this is pretty obvious. There's one rumor and one thing we've all been talking about. Number one, AEW Collision probably starting. Number two, rumor, and I do say that rumor is going around that he has signed a $1 billion deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. So we'll see. I guess this is supposedly going to be at the upfronts with Warner Brothers, which, is their whole big, basically it's just a bunch of actors doing it, basically like another fucking Met Gala is what it is. But basically that's what he's building a new roster is what he's doing. So we saw Miro come back. Renee tried to get a word with him, and he's just walked right into Tony Khan's office.
I feel like at some point they should just do this like a fucking Russian Nest and Dallas situation, where like Tony Khan comes out and he's like, I've got a big announcement to make. Here to help is Adam Cole. And then Adam Cole like, the announcement's too big for me. Here's Dixie Carter.
Oh, God, no, not Dixie Carter.
They just keep fucking. This is the announcement after announcement. I love it.
No more. I just couldn't believe he announced that he had an announcement. I was fucking laughing my ass off. So there we go with Tony.
Yeah, like you said though, he announced that he had an announcement. That he announced that the announcement would have a follow-up announcement.
Yeah.
Like, it's the most ridiculous.
There's going to be a follow-up to the announcement of the announcement. Absolutely. I mean, what the fuck? What's so hard to know about this? So after we see we see MJF. He does his little 4 pillars match thing right there. So we saw that. Then Smark, we get FTR. They make their way to the ring. They say they owe someone an apology. And they call out Mark Briscoe. We don't get Mark Briscoe, Smart. No, we don't. We get Jeff Jarrett and his crew. My favorite character actor and his crew. We get.
That's right.
Sanjay Dutt's on the mic. He doesn't challenge, but he asks to get an answer to the challenge about the match at Double or Nothing. Dak says, I will accept if you admit and apologize for using Mark Briscoe. So Mark comes out and he says, I talked to Tony Khan. Everyone talks to Tony Khan. Everyone was talking to Tony Khan that night. And he went ahead and made the tag match, but Mark Briscoe's a special referee. Now, I'm going back in my mental Rolodex, Mark. I don't know if I can think of possibly one special referee match in AEW, if any. Can you think of any?
I can't think of any, but like that's mainly because I was just thinking about the fact that in a conversation between Mark Briscoe and Tony Khan, Mark Briscoe is the normal one for once.
There's that.
Like Mark Briscoe is a straight man in that situation.
Thank you. Dirk is announcing that we will be on next week. He didn't say when next
That's
week,
true.
but he said next week.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, you never know when.
Yes.
Tonight's sort of one of those vibes where it's like Brawl got delayed because of the fucking Westminster Kennel Club show.
Ooh, there you go. Hey, we may. You never know. We may announce something next week too.
Ooh.
You never know. We may. We may
Yes.
announce something.
Our third, we're bringing back a third co-host, and it's gonna be the Bill Body guy. Like that's how he keeps talking shit, and he's brought his career down to our level.
I don't think they could get there.
You never know.
Maybe, but
We've joined the Ryback podcast now.
oh no! I would just stop at that point. Well, can I
We'll be
meet?
wishing death on Dave Meltzer next week.
I don't know. Maybe we could talk to Phoenix Marie.
Ooh.
Smart, I'll hook you up.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a nice ass. I mean, not that I've watched Phoenix
I just
Marie
realized
videos.
that tilting my head was really bad for an audio medium.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, maybe I don't just nod my head. Maybe I actually use words.
I mean, you could, but I mean, it's all right. So, all right. So we had Mark and Tony Khan talking. So he's a special referee. Now, the only special referee I could think of is why do I think Jericho might have been a special ref once? I don't know.
That's
why.
possible. Let me look her up. I'll see if I can find
I'm
it.
not sure if either one or they haven't done one that I can remember, which could be it. I don't know. Our chat room is usually like fucking Rain Men with this, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, they come out and Mark Briscoe says, "Let's toast to make this official." Breaks out a bottle, pours everyone a cup. Sanjay Dutt takes a bottle, chugs it, spits whatever it is into Dax's face. Luckily, Dax doesn't have a podcast or he'd be complaining about this.
It'd be great if that's what that actually was. Was it just a fully kayfabe podcast if the Dax is complaining about bad things that's happened to him, unlike the previous show.
There was too much saliva in his spit. He was making fun of my accent.
And yet he's never complained about anybody making fun of that stupid fucking mustache. You like Cottonwood should show up and start making fun of his mustache.
I've got the best mustache. Well, I don't have a mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Renee Paquette. By the way, Renee was like she was all over this show.
She sure was.
I mean, I would be all over her too. I don't blame Moxley one bit. But she was all over this show. She was, I mean, jumping from one segment to another, to another, to another. Thank God her shirt held up.
There you have it.
So, we get Renee Paquette backstage with Jericho. Renee asks how he's feeling after the Adam Cole thing. And, of course, that didn't make Jericho happy. Jericho says he's got a court order. And saying that if he is in the building, Cole is banned. So Roderick Strong comes up and he goes, "Hey, my friend Adam Cole isn't a coward. Sorry, wait. Okay.
No, you fucked it up because that would actually be a good gimmick if, for whatever reason, Roderick Strong talked like Mickey Mouse. That would be more character than he's ever had.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm actually insulting Mickey Mouse here. All right, so Mickey Mouse might even be tougher than Roderick Strong. I'm insulting the poor mouse.
Although I feel like Roderick Strong would be like the only person that would be excited to be at the DMV. I feel like we should do something. That should be a thing that people should get on. Is like for a while there, they had the Keith Lee looks like meme going on, and I feel like we should do something that's much meaner, which is a Roderick Strong looks like meme, where it's like you just say really mean shit about him.
Like he looks like he's at the DMV. Okay.
He looks like a sentient DMV. Like if DMV became a person, that's sort of the charisma that he has.
He likes the DMV. He can actually add another inch to his height. I'm just gonna lie.
Like he's like handicapping a golf course. I'm gonna add another inch and just round that up. All right, 5'8" it is.
Oh, we are mean to this poor guy. My God, that hurt my fucking throat.
That would be so sad if he was like one of the people that he was like actually listened. I doubt that he would, but like this poor Roderick Strong is just like at an airport somewhere with a little tear running down his face.
This motherfucker.
I listen to you guys every week. How could you do me this way?
I didn't realize you could do such a good impression of me.
Gonna be out in public one day and fucking Teddy Hart and Roderick Strong are gonna jump me.
Oh, I know. I'm probably just gonna get a fucking right hand one day from Roderick Strong. Of course, I won't.
He's
I
gonna
mean,
stomp on my foot.
I mean, I wouldn't feel it, but you know, he might try. Anyway, Roderick Strong comes out and he says, "My friend Adam Cole is not a coward." He says that Roderick says, "I'm not banned from the building." He sets up a match next week, but then he hands Jericho legal papers, much like the ones in Jericho's hand, and says that now he's seen a lawyer and the JAS is also banned from ringside. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there you go. What do you think of that, motherfucker?
Exactly. See, this is what people get for complaining, because I saw people complaining. It's like, oh, Tony Khan said that this Dynamite was supposed to be a pay-per-view quality Dynamite. It's like, oh, you didn't like this show? Next week you get Roderick Strong. You want to keep fucking going? Like, there was no QT Marshall this week. Do you want to keep talking shit? Like, you can bring QT back. You could get a fucking Dr. Luther match. You want to keep going?
That was a good fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
No fucking QT. So, once again, Renee Paquette. You're going to hear me say that name a few times tonight. You're going to hear me say that name. Because Thunder Rosa was back there, and she is also back, Smark.
That's right.
She said she had to talk to Poppy Khan. Did we have to do that? That sounds really bad. Poppy Khan. First of all, it sounds like a really bad popcorn from Boston.
Yeah.
But it's from Boston.
Boston popcorn, or like a 4-year-old trying to say popcorn, but they
Yeah.
haven't quite gotten.
It's got to be from Boston. What are you eating? I got a Poppy Khan.
I'm gonna give him some Poppy Khan over
Poppy
here.
Khan. Got me a Poppy Khan. Yeah. My car. Give me a beer. Yeah. And again, I have family from Boston, so I can make fun of them.
I think you're good. They're not like a specific kind of people.
No, not at all. Just weird. But yes.
They glue like 2 big returns on basically nothing.
Well, again, he's stacking the collision roster, which is the only thing that I would assume is happening. So
Yeah.
he's bringing back people. Now, again, this show is supposed to have this hard fucking roster split that everyone's talking about. And everyone's like, oh, it's going to be the CM Punk show. You know, it could be, but I don't know. Let's not fucking put our eggs in the CM Punk basket just yet, folks. I'm sorry. If I was an advertiser, I would not want CM Punk. I would not advertise with your company knowing this motherfucker could fucking self-fucking, destruct. Yes, sir.
You're wrong on that. Imagine it's Collision. This is the show, right? So it's AEW Collision, sponsored by Otis Spunkemeyer Muffins. Because like you can say what you will about Punk, but Punk got that goddamn plug in while he was complaining about everybody that he worked with. He's like, "Oh, this is a good muffin."
No, but those were
Fucking
vegan
Adam
muffins.
Page.
Those were vegan muffins from his friend.
True. But I mean, you know, you could make a deal if you're a muffin company or some other company. And Pepsi would maybe get some business with Pepsi going.
And there is no way a company called Spunkmeyer would be able to fucking advertise on AEW without being ridiculed endlessly.
Especially because Paige is on the roster. Anyways,
My God, think of the fucking jokes we would tell.
sure, you've got yourself a point.
So, but yeah, I don't think this show is going to be this hard fucking rosters, but only punk people are on that show. That means you're admitting you're a punk person and admitting you hate the elite. You know, the guys that fucking pretty much started the goddamn company. Yeah, that's great. A great fucking career move. But please, no.
Well,
no.
apparently the thing is that according to Meltzer, you're saying that they have been going back and forth with that shit. Like it's going to be they're not sure what they want it to be yet. There's some talk that it's going to be like two separate brands, and they're both going to just everybody stays on the show that however they end up getting there if it's a draft or whatever. But then there's some people that he's also hearing that they might have people that go back and forth between shows. They're talking about the women's roster isn't like there's not enough depth where they can split it between two shows, so they would have to be on both shows. So I guess there's still shit that they have to iron out, or there's just stuff that we don't know yet as to what the strategy is. But who knows?
Well, I mean, the women's thing, I mean, Jesus Christ, you only have fucking 4 to 6 women on a show a night.
Because, I mean, I kind of want to watch the Punk show, but if they're fucking doing the Punk show and it's like women's division with champion Amy Sakura, I'm like, nope, I'm out this bitch. I'm not watching that. I'm not fucking watching Saturday Night Soccer. It's not happening.
The Punk show?
Mm-hmm.
You know what they're going to call it now, the Punk show?
Yeah. It's as good as Collision.
Guys in prison are going to watch that expecting something completely different. All right. Anyway. Shit. We got the Tony Khan announcement. We talked about that. We finally got Orange Cassidy, though, Smark.
We did.
We did. We finally got Orange Cassidy in an international championship match. He took on Daniel Garcia. Now, I find it weird that Daniel Garcia is now dancing like Brie Bella or Brie Garcia.
It's funny you said that because I was thinking Alex Wright. I was like, dude, this is an odd choice. He just decided to become Alex Wright, but hey, whatever.
If he did a fucking turn of the ring, it would be Brie Bella.
That could be good heel heat.
I don't know, but that's who he's reminding me of. I like that he's trying to give more character. The problem is I feel like he's trying to force this character.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, this looks so forced to me. But
I think that's kind of supposed to be the point, is that he's like supposed to be obnoxious and he's supposed to be injecting sports entertainment into things. Because that's even what they said on commentary.
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
He did too much sports entertaining and it cost him.
I get it, but it shouldn't look forced. It looks like he is forcing himself to even do it. It just doesn't look right. It looks wrong.
Like he's trying to remember, it's like a job function that he's trying to remember. Like, I got to be sure to smile. I got to be sure to offer people samples.
Yeah, and the dance thing looks like he's even forcing doing that. So it's like, who the fuck cares?
Fair enough.
I don't know. But anyway, we get Orange Cassidy retaining in this match, which I think everybody kind of expected. But wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad of a match. But we get the Outcasts after that, Smark, and they set up a trios match for next week. Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, and Sheeta. So it's those three against the Outcasts. So we get Julia Hart versus Anna Jay. Now they're in a no holds barred match, right, Smark? Which was actually, I thought a very good match.
Yeah.
Julia Hart getting the win here, which I kind of expected with them doing the whole thing with House of Black and all that stuff. So we get this, and this may
My
have
favorite moment. I don't know if this was on because I was watching the Fight TV version.
right.
So I don't know if this was on like the TNT version or whatever. But they were talking about Julia Hart's background. And she's a competitive cheerleader, or was a competitive cheerleader. She's like a 2-time national cheerleading champion. And Tony Schiavone said that it's not like the cheerleading from back in the day. This is some stiff cheerleading. And I was like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, are they like forearming each other in the face now? Like, what the fuck is stiff like, I don't get it.
I don't know, but we know Schiavone is a big perv, so who knows?
That's yeah. He does seem like the kind of dude that would just be attending like cheerleading competition.
He's a little pervy.
Him and Lawler hand in hand.
Yeah, little pervy. But this was the part that I had absolutely after Julia Hart does this hard fought match, gets this win after a brutal match. Okay. We get, I mean, look right here, brutal match. It was no hold bar. We got chairs in the ring. We got a garbage can. Pretty brutal match. So we get Renee Paquette once again backstage with Bandito and the Best Friends. And part of these rules of the house rules for House of Black, the first rule I believe is 20-second countouts. The next rule was there's no rope breaks, and I think the third rule was you get to pick the stipulation. They get to pick the stipulation in this match.
Disqualifications are enforced, so
right.
there's no rope break, but you can't be using steel chairs.
Right. That's what it is.
Oh, and anybody can count as a trio. I don't know what that really pertains to. I guess that's when they go up against like stables, but
probably. But this was my problem. They said no witches allowed, which means no Julia Hart. Why did they think she was going to fucking come out there when she just had a match fucking 10 minutes ago?
I wonder if that was pre-taped. Like, because I thought about that too. I was like, she literally, because that was the very next segment. Like, she was still in the ring tired. They cut to them and they're like, no, Julia Hart. It's like, yeah, she wasn't going to be there.
What, exactly. I was like, what the fuck? This is so stupid.
And they kind of made fun of it on commentary too.
Yeah.
They're like, that might not have been the best tactical decision. Like, they were criticizing them for squandering their opportunity to make their own rule, and they're just like, well, they didn't have anything, so they just pulled something out of their ass.
It was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever fucking heard. I mean,
it was dumb.
This is so stupid.
The end of that promo was pretty awesome. Because, like, the Best Friends leave, and Orange Cassidy is still there, and Renee looks at him and goes, do you have anything else to say? Orange Cassidy's like, no, I'm tired. And she pats him on the back and goes, me too, buddy. It was like, I've had to do fucking 5 interview segments in the past 2 hours.
I think this might have been her last one finally. You know what? It was. This was her last one finally. So, but after that match, and obviously the House of Black retained, but after that match, we go up and we see Orange Cassidy laid out. I don't think anybody knew who the fuck this was, but it was Kyle Fletcher from Aussie Open.
I had no idea.
I don't think anyone knew until he said Aussie.
Well, it's not necessarily the best sign when like the commentator has to say who it is. It's like, oh my god, that is. Let me see here, Kyle Fletcher from the Aussie Open.
I know, and they had they waited a minute. They're like, could that be? It's like, I'm waiting to get in my ear who the fuck that guy is. Oh, it's Kyle Fletcher. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, look, it's Fletch.
It's like, oh, the Kyle Fletcher.
Oh,
Do you mean we're that much closer to the dream match that everybody's been clamoring for? Kyle Fletcher versus Orange Cassidy?
No, not at all. But anyway, like I said, the show was going well. It was paced well. It was moving along fast. Like I said, I think the matches, not the matches, the segments with the 4 pillars were really cool. They were going along well. We got, You know, the whole Sammy video. We got Darby skating with his dad. The MJF one was what it was. We already talked about the Perry one, but those kind of kept the pacing of the show going and brought us all to this fucking main event.
I will say real quick though, that, like the Jack Perry one kind of makes him out to be a dick, because like MJF, okay, he's obviously supposed to be a heel, so he talks about how great he is. But like Sammy's like, nobody believed in me, and I just kept working hard. And kids, if you work hard, you can make it too. And like that's basically the same thing that Darby Allin said. It was like just the whole like being in wrestling allows him to be himself and be free and be happy, so he does it, and you should be able to do it too. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But then like they're talking to Jack Perry, and he's like, you know what? I hate everyone in this match to some degree. It was like, jeez, like you're supposed to be the good guy. He's just like, you know what? Fuck all these miserable motherfuckers. I'm gonna dunk on them. I'm about to win this shit.
There is no good guy. Who cares, man? But
Yeah, it's true.
all right, let's hit this main event. Smark. Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, steel cage. So this match barely gets started, and we got the Young Bucks and the fucking Blackpool Combat Club on the ramp fighting. It's not even started yet, actually, because Moxley hasn't got in the cage. So finally, the match gets started. We are about 3 minutes into the match, and Moxley's bleeding already. I'm like, holy shit, that didn't take fucking long. The match was fucking pretty.
Brian
insane.
Danielson on commentary says that Jon Moxley wakes up.
Wakes up
Like, the
bleeding.
match hasn't even started yet. He wakes up bleeding. He's bleeding all the time.
I thought fucking Brian was in rare form on commentary, in my opinion, last night.
Indeed.
He was great last night on commentary, but I mean, the whole top rope is ripped off, right?
Mhm.
We come back from picture in picture, and Moxley is literally fish hooking Kenny Omega. He's fish hooking him, Smart,
Mhm.
with this rope. It was pretty fucking crazy sight to see, but it didn't last that long. Omega pushed it out of his mouth, and it was pretty brutal to see. So at one point, Omega goes to hit the V trigger in the corner, but he does hit it, but he also breaks the cage when he does it, giving Don Callis an opening to come in the match. So we all think he's going to help Omega. Omega gets up Moxley, puts him in the one-winged angel, nails the one-winged angel, and he goes to pin Moxley, and here goes Don Callis. Boom! Spikes Omega in the head. Which gives Moxley the chance to get the win. Moxley ends up getting the pin, and again, Brian is losing his shit on commentary. Holy shit, I didn't know this was going to happen. He's also has a shit-eating grin on his face, so we don't know if he's serious or not. But this was fucking great, man. I loved every moment of this. Don Callis, he picks up Omega. You think he's going to hit him with the screwdriver again, but he doesn't. He just kind of like throws him down and starts screaming at him. But this was a pretty fucking brutal match. And I'm sorry, dude. This show did feel pay-per-view caliber to me. Not a maybe. Yeah. To me, it did.
Like it felt like it was something more than just a regular episode of Dynamite. Like it did feel like it was a special show. I don't know if a pay-per-view, but you got some big matches, and all of the matches were good, and there wasn't a lot of like storyline development, but there was also not a lot of like filler bullshit either. Like everything that happened had a purpose.
Yeah, I mean, we had turns, we had returns. I mean, we had some good matches. It didn't start out with Orange Cassidy, which blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So but like I said, I thought the show moved really fast. It was paced really well. Like I said, I thought the 4 pillar segments really kind of helped the show move along. And I don't know, man. I thought it was a great fucking show last night. And again, we have an announcement about an announcement. about a follow-up announcement on the announcement on the follow-up. Right. Did I get all that?
Yeah, I think so. You might have left out an announcement or two, but it's hard to keep up with all these announcements.
Damn it. Sorry, folks. Left out a fucking announcement.
Oh, and the announcement is sponsored by Shazam Wrath of the Gods.
Oh, God.
Streaming now on HBO Max.
Of course it is. My wife is listening to country music. I just turned around and saw a picture of Alan Jackson on my TV. What the fuck?
Sorry to hear that.
It's on mute.
Oh, that's the best way to listen.
It's on mute. It's okay.
Can you paint me a Birmingham? Nope. Sure can't, friend.
No, what do we listen to? It's Dawn Country. Look at them boots.
Do you mean like the CDs that they used to have? It was like fucking like Time Life collection style?
That's
Where it
probably-
was like
yeah.
the best of country rock and
That's kind of, I don't know what we put on the iHeart.
okay.
She puts on iHeart, but I put on the classic rock station, which I'm still scared at what classic rock is now because I hear like these fucking 90s songs come on and I'm like, I'm so old. You know,
Yep.
they'll put like Green Day and I'm like, or like Pearl Jam and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like almost dead. This is classic
Yeah.
rock. If this is classic rock, I'm almost dead. So
I have a cousin that's like 10 years younger than me, and he's in his early 20s. So I was like, what kind of music do you listen to? Like, I was trying to get some tips. I was like, what's fucking the popular thing right now? And he started telling me about all these fucking like grunge bands. I was like, motherfucker, don't tell me about the shit I grew up listening to. You are of no use to me. He was like, oh, I really like Pearl Jam. I was like, that does me no fucking help. Thank you.
it's like, no, don't appease me. What are you listening to?
No, he basically just emulates everything his dad does, so it was totally believable. He just only listens to shit from like the 80s and the 90s.
Oh, it's fucking best shit that was out there, man.
True enough, but I was trying to get new information. Then I have fucking a cousin that's in high school, and I asked him, and he started talking to me about Tupac. I was like, okay, like that doesn't help me either. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I just drip beer in myself.
It happens.
Luckily, it's below camera. Didn't even have to tell anybody. Tupac, jeez. Tupac, man. About time he's catching up on that one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, geez. Before you know it, a new one's going to come out.
Yeah, I'll be up to 3 Pac.
Let's see. Noreb says, if we have time and want to laugh. Oh, this scares me. Wait. There we go. I wanted to catch the ad. Conan explains everything. Oh, my Lord.
How long is this video? 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Click the X. Listen, if I thought maybe you had the fucking Titus O'Neil shit. I can't believe they scrubbed that. How could they scrub that clip? That's
I want to know who
stupid.
makes the artwork for these clips. I want to believe that Conan's photoshopping his face onto these photos.
I don't think it's him.
Sadly not.
Yeah, I'm looking one more time. You know what? Let me get a filter. Let me put under 4 minutes and see what happens here. No, it's the one we watched. We're just not going to find it.
Nope.
I can find the fall. I can find him falling. I can find him yelling at Bob Backlund. I could find primetime players. I could find him and Sami Zayn. This is back when Sami was wearing the hat.
Mhm.
And not clean shaven, but trimmed.
Yeah.
I can find Sami and Titus O'Neil and Stardust.
2 luminaries.
This, I mean, Cody should watch this and see where he's going to be in the next few months.
Oh, I didn't say like on the air we were talking about Backlash, and I watched everything on that show except for the Cardi match because it was the main event, and I was like, well, saw everything I needed to see. Bye bye now.
Shit. Gone, dude. Gone. They just
Lost
won't.
to the sands of time.
It's gone. They just won't put it on. They scrubbed it from the internets.
Not that doesn't us any good, but I wonder if that's on the network.
I don't know.
Because honestly, if NXT season 3 is on the network, I might go back and watch some of that shit later.
I don't know what's on there. I haven't looked in a long time. But
'Cause that show was so fucking bad. But yes, anyways.
oh, he meant offline. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, NORAD. That may happen. It may not. But it may. It may not. We'll see. But damn folks, I guess we can I got nothing else.
No.
I guess we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up early. I like this. What fucking Jesus. 11:30 your time, 10:30 my time. I still have time to go, chill, watch some TV. So, all right, folks. I guess we can go ahead and let everybody get on out of here. Appreciate everybody stopping on by the chat room. I will say I am still considering possibly moving the show to this night, Thursday. This was so much less stressful for me. Even though this was a lot less stressful for me, so this might be the best thing. I don't know how good this works for Smark, if it'll work for him every Thursday.
We shall see.
All right, so we'll talk about that, folks, but prepare. It may be happening, it may not, but this was a lot better for me to do this. And wait a minute, he's got Titus clips. Those are all the ones, though. None of them are the right one. I'm telling you, none of these are the right clips.
Telling you.
Telling you. Here, I'll pull up one. Let's see. That's him falling. No, these are all the same. These are all the same that I pulled up. I wouldn't worry about it. But anyway, folks, I appreciate everybody joining in, coming on by, everyone that's going to listen. And you know what to do. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Comment. And that's about it. Smark, anything? What else? Talk? What else you got?
Mondays, 8:30 p.m. on the YouTube, Totally Inappropriate Sports, the streaming live, or you can listen to it on the archive. It's up the same night. Check us out.
There you go. All right, folks. On that note, enjoy. Have a great weekend coming on up. And we will see you next week.
Adios.